What is up here, YouTube? Jigsaw0097. Just gonna make another video about just what I think about the NFC as a whole. I was at work today, lots of downtime, very slow day at work, so decided to just kind of browse around on Google, look at some NFC standings. It looks like right now, guys, the Eagles, the Packers, and the Panthers, in that order, are leading the NFC. All teams are at 4-1. And it's really interesting because we get to play one of those 4-1 teams here very soon, guys, about 3 days on Thursday night. And so, yeah, just wanted to give my thoughts. I never thought the Eagles would be at this position in the year. Honestly, I know it's still very early. We're only going into week 6, but it's amazing that the Eagles, from what I've seen from them so far, they've just learned from their mistakes from last year, and they're closing out games. They're winning convincingly. This last Cardinals game was great to see because they finally were able to just set themselves apart from the team. You know, there was no time or chance in that game when the Cardinals could have came back and won, because the Eagles they took care of business, and that was great to see. They're showing that they're a dominant team, and they're breaking away from these other teams. And the Packers, too. Watching the Packers dismantle the Cowboys like that, like they just kind of let the Cowboys go up and get up in the score, and then they just took care of business in the end. And Aaron Rodgers, man, I'm getting more and more respect for that guy as we go on. But yeah, then the Panthers. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Cam Newton. In fact, I think he's one of the more overrated quarterbacks in the league. But, you know, these guys are looking promising as well. Cam Newton is showing us why he went to the Super Bowl. I mean, largely they went to the Super Bowl that year because of their defense, but Cam Newton's still showing the stride that we saw from a quarterback that could go. So we're going to see what happens here, guys. Personally, I'm not trying to be arrogant here, but I think the Eagles are going to be able to handle the Panthers. Probably not like we did with the Cardinals, but I think that it'll be a tight victory similar to the Chargers and the Giants, and we'll be able to take care of this team. I know that we don't have Lane Johnson. That's my biggest worry for this game, is this is going to be, again, another situation like last year with the Lions game, where we're going into a game without Lane Johnson. Actually, I think we had Lane Johnson in the Lions game. It wasn't until the Washington game when it was the Washington, then Vitae, the first snap of the game, Carson Wentz gets his jersey torn off his back. So that's what I'm looking at, guys, is how is this offensive going to line? And obviously, like I said, this team is matured from last year, and I think that Vitae, I hope he said his name right. I think Vitae is a lot more mature as well in this offense. I think he'll be able to cover Carson Wentz this time, because we had him in at the end of the Cardinals game and he looked fine. I mean, Carson Wentz still had a lot of time to get that 79-yard touchdown to Nelson Aguilar, so that was great. And yeah, I just think that we'll be okay, but it is a question mark. Lane Johnson is a dominant left tackle in this league. There's no arguing that. The guy's a freaking beast machine, and he's a man creature. There's just no way to refute it. It's how much he matters to that O-line. Him and Jason Peters together, it's like amazing to see. And it's going to be a loss, guys. We'll see. They just said it's a head injury, too, so hopefully if we can get out of this game alive against the Panthers and have a nice 11 days off before we play the Redskins on Monday Night Football, I think that we'll be fine, man. We'll be completely fine. And we'll be able to get our players healthy the way we need. They're even saying that people like Ronald Darby could come back, and Sidney Jones is projected to come back as soon as the Cowboys game in Week 11, right after our bye week. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, guys, that's kind of the standings. The Eagles, the Panthers, and the Packers are the number 1 teams in the NFC. The Eagles have not been this good since, Andy Reid was in town. Let's be honest. Andy Reid was in town, and the first year with Chip Kelly was pretty good, but, this is just a different look for this team. It really is. So this is just really fun to be an Eagles fan again, and I hope the Eagles can maintain this. I hope they're not a sinking ship. And I hope that we can continue to wow the league with Carson Wentz. You know, Carson Wentz is proving to the league that he's legit, that he is a franchise quarterback, and that's what I like to see. So, yeah, guys, we got the Panthers coming up. The Eagles are asserting their dominance and let's just hope they can get it done. Do you guys think that we can beat the Carolina Panthers? Do you think that the Eagles can move to 5-1 and be one of these contenders in the NFC? We're not even looking at the NFC East anymore, guys. We're looking at the NFC as a whole right now. The NFC East looks to be very winnable. We have an opportunity to sweep the Redskins here soon. Then all we got to do is mop up on Dallas, because the Giants are done, man. They got no more Odell, and they're an 0-5 team. They're out. So we'll just have to see how that goes. And then I think the Eagles can do this. I have faith in the Eagles from what I've seen. I mean, they're not making the same mistakes. They're getting out there and they're getting it done. Teams are getting close, but they're finding ways to win. They're finding ways to win. Doug Peterson even said it himself in the locker room, that you guys are finding a way to win, and that's what matters, and believe in themselves. So anyway, guys, this is Jigsaw0097, and I will talk to you all later.